Have you ever wondered what makes someone say yes? Or maybe you've found yourself agreeing to something and later thought, wait, why did I do that? Well, it's not random. There's a whole science to it, and today we are cracking that code.
Yep, we're going to dive into the science of getting to yes. We're going to explore some of the hidden psychological forces that guide our decisions, a lot of the time without us even realizing it's happening.
So let's just jump right in with the big question, right? How can you actually get anyone to say yes to you using science? I know, it sounds like some kind of superpower, doesn't it? But the answer isn't magic. It's all about understanding how our brains are wired.
And the secret really comes down to this idea of mental triggers. Think of them like automatic responses we have. They're basically little shortcuts our brains use to save energy when we have to make a decision, which is, all the time.
To really get how powerful these triggers are, I want to tell you a story. It's a classic example from the animal kingdom, and it's a little weird, but stick with me. Let's talk about the mother turkey.
So, a mother turkey is a great mom. Seriously. She's warm, she's watchful, and she is fiercely protective of her little chicks. Her whole world is basically keeping that brood safe.
But here's where it gets fascinating. Scientists figured out that all of that mothering instinct, it isn't triggered by how her chicks look or smell or feel. Nope. It's all activated by one single sound, the cheep cheep they make. That's it. That sound is the trigger.
Now get this. Researchers showed the turkey a stuffed polecat, which is her natural enemy, and she went nuts, attacked it viciously. But then they put a tiny tape recorder inside the polecat that played that cheep cheep sound, and her behavior? It completely flipped. Instantly. She stopped attacking and started protecting the stuffed enemy, even gathering it under her wing like it was one of her own.
And that right there is the whole point. A single trigger, that simple sound, completely overrode all her instincts. And look, this isn't just a quirky animal story. We humans have our own cheep cheep sounds that flip these powerful automatic switches in our own brains.
So, what's a human cheep cheep sound? Well, one of the biggest ones is something called the rule of reciprocity. You can think of it as the unspoken debt.
Reciprocity is just that powerful, deep-seated urge to return a favor. If somebody does something nice for you, you feel this almost physical need to do something nice back. It's what holds societies together, this feeling that we have to repay what we're given.
So here's how it plays out. Someone gives you a small, unexpected gift or does you a favor. All of a sudden you feel this weight, this little psychological burden of being in their debt. And to get rid of that uncomfortable feeling, you become way more likely to say yes to whatever they ask for next. You just want to clear the debt.
All right, ready for another one? Our next mental trigger is all about our primal need to belong. It's the incredible power of social proof, or, the pull of the crowd. Social proof is this simple idea that we figure out what to do by looking at what other people are doing, especially when we're uncertain. We just assume that if a bunch of people are doing something, well, it's probably the right thing to do. It's a mental shortcut.
Let me give you a perfect example. Imagine you're in a new town, you're hungry, and you see two restaurants side by side. One is totally packed, buzzing with people. The other one, completely empty. Which one are you walking into?
Almost everyone picks the busy one, right? And the thing is, you have no real information about either place, but your brain takes that shortcut. You trust the proof of the crowd, thinking, hey, all those people must know something I don't. That's social proof, making the choice for you.
So we've pulled back the curtain on these automatic forces that are shaping our choices every single day. And knowing this stuff isn't just a cool party trick. It really is about gaining a whole new perspective on how we all interact.
So let's recap. Reciprocity makes us feel like we owe people. Social proof makes us follow the herd. Now, these aren't character flaws. They're just super efficient shortcuts our brain uses to navigate a really complex world. They're kind of like the brain's default settings.
And honestly, recognizing these triggers, it's a superpower. It lets you be more persuasive, sure, but just as importantly, it gives you a defense. You can start to see when these tactics are being used on you, and that lets you step back and make a much more conscious choice.
Which brings us to our last thought. At the end of the day, influence is just a tool. It's not good or bad. It can be used to build connection and create amazing change, or it can be used to manipulate. Now that you can see the triggers, the real question is, how are you going to use it?